Hey YouTube, yeah, top right hand corner. Now, I figured that's probably actually see what I was doing. So this is a kind of triple whammy video. Yeah, so I borrowed this mic off Andy, the king of Sabbath himself. Yeah, shot of a condenser mic, and it looks brilliant. It even says on the back, so you're not talking into the front, which I was never really sure about the Behringer one. It was kind of like, do I want to see the red light bulb or not? But this one, for folk like me, you just talk into this side. But I think it's looking like it might be quite good. He said it wasn't expensive, but it's clearly much better than the Behringer one. Even if the Behringer one worked. That's part one. Part two is announcing the Buckycasters are back. So this is a Gould guitar. This is a particularly good Stratocaster that I painted a while ago. But I've also got, I can't remember where I got this. I bought it. Someone gave me it. I found it in a bin. Perloid. Yeah, you've got a camera there, right? Perloid, and I got those red pickup covers from Temu. So we're getting a Buckycaster Deluxe. Yep, so just using bits I had lying about sort of thing. The bridge pickup there. It's like the corner bit snapped off the thing maybe before I got it, and because this is a deluxe, I'll use that for something else. I'm not throwing it away because it works. There'll be some way of nailing it to a guitar or for something for a laugh as an extra pickup. So it's got this mad bar magnet looking one. It is the right wind. I suppose I could use it as my tester so you can see that it's not the same as that. Not the same as that and the same as that. I've just put the wrong one in there. So there we go. It's always good testing these things. Yeah, so you want it to be, or do I do fancy wiring? You want this one in the middle to be different. So this is the one that should be the same as that one, but it's not. The other pickups are just sitting here. I've obviously just, when I picked it up, I picked up the wrong one. Or they're all the wrong. Ugh, that's a powerful one. That one's deflecting, that one, so, and that one, so it's either of those two. Because there's only two in the set, so it's either of them. No, heck, this is confusing. What's going on here? So it's opposite to that one. It's the same as that one. That's sometimes you have to think about it. Yeah, so that's whoever it was that did this guitar at some point has used, I don't think it's sellotape, it looks like some sort of plastic tubing they've got from work or something like that, and it's like rather than, you know, unsolder the wires at the pots or where they're going, they've cut them halfway along, and then they just look shit. It's hard to see what's going on, so I'm just going to ditch these. Am I going to try and use a drill? Is a drill there? No, I'm just using it in the garage. So there's, figured I might as well talk shit and do this because I'm going to do this anyway. So I've got 4 Buckycasters right now, all been painted a couple of weeks ago. 3 green ones and the first inverse one, so it's the sort of mustard yellow label coloured one with a body, and yep, okay, guess what I've just done? I've just painted the 3 scratch plates I've got through there mustard yellow. I'll see how it looks. Maybe it'll look good. Just mustard yellow. Maybe it shouldn't have green on it. I was going to paint the scratch plate green. I just because I was trying to do 3 at a time. Oh, but this doesn't fit this. That's why I've not used it, isn't it? Oh, glad nobody took that bit. Yeah, so this repels the middle pickup, which means that when you're in position 2 and 4, you get hum cancelling. It also means if I decide to put a cascading mega bucker switch in, I decided to call that the Brian May switch, so people wanted to buy it. The Brian May switch in, it can be done. You can't do it if you don't think about these things a wee bit in advance. Yep, so this one, currently I'm just thinking of just making it up work. This was a really nice guitar. The only problem was it had damage on the top where it looked like some kid had, I don't know, been hitting it with a screwdriver or something to try, or someone was trying to do a relic, just kind of stabbing it, or I don't know, maybe it was a jilted girlfriend or something like that. So I had, and So I just kind of sanded it back a bit. You can still see the dents, but it's a buckycaster. Yeah, still, it doesn't look as bad as it did. It's a buckycaster. These things are DIY relic jobs. These the special thinness of paint and crapness of paint ensures that you don't really need to gig it super heavily for 20 years to get that relic thing. You know, do a couple of gigs and you'll start seeing dents and smashes and bits falling off. Perfect. It will keep going though. There's nothing. It will not. When I say bits falling off, I only mean stickers and paint. The parts and all the build of them is all my usual. Oh, I haven't had any truly terrible guitars for a while. It's just, I suppose, it's the expectation of it. It's like even when I'm picking up, you know, really shitty ones for a tenner and stuff like that. If you pay a tenner for it, I'm just expect it to be shit. So it doesn't really matter if it takes ages. So I just get annoyed when it's an expensive one or somebody's paid money for it, and then what they've got's fucking that's just get cut. Yeah, it's really not that difficult. I mean, the wiring's not a difficult thing. You don't need to cut the wires. It doesn't make it easier. One of my pals used to glue them together. He couldn't work out how to use a soldering iron. It's like, honestly, it takes so much longer to try and glue them together, or whatever you get, like sort of solder glue or something. But I mean, that's like, soldering's just not a difficult thing to do. Like, okay, the actual physical element of it, there is a little bit of, you know, burning your fingers and all that stuff, but there's no. I mean, how long are these wires? They're going to get away with these without having to extend them. Oh, look, you see? It's just. I can't really do that. I'm going to have to extend it. Or I can just put it on there. Winky, winky, winky. Is that a good idea? In the circuit. Yeah, that's maybe not the best. Can I put that up a wee bit higher, pointing a wee bit further down? I'll wedge it in below the USB interface. Can't see a bit more what's going on. Yep. Yeah, so you can basically, the earth's earth, so I could just put that earth onto there. There's plenty of room to put it onto the earth for the bridge pickup. That does take away the ability to do the mega bucker thing. But I've not decided whether I'm going to do that. This could be one of the unique bucky casters that's just a strat. What do you mean it's just a strat? Yep, strat wiring. Or I might do the thing I was telling Mr. Whitesteak about a couple of weeks ago, where you can you wire this pot in reverse so that it gives you a Gilmore switch. Or I might just leave it as a strat. I'll build it and see what happens. I'm just going to stick it on there because that's the cheap and easy option. Does that one reach? Oh, none of them reach. Okay, well, I'll just put them all on there. Easy peasy. Earth's the earth, as long as they're joined up, it doesn't matter. There's the difference about thinking about this kind of similar way of looking at, you know, if you're talking about working out chords or just generally playing the guitar, you can read from the book and learn how to do it, and then you can wire a strat. That's it. But if you work out how to wire a strat, it means you go, all right, okay, so I started from basics and worked out how this strat worked. Now here's a telly. Oh, I recognise that. Oh, it's like that. And then you can wire a telly immediately. Whereas the person who was read it from the thing was like, oh, have you got a diagram for the telly? And it's like, well, you did download a diagram? Yes. Whereas if you know what you're doing, if you just think about it logically, they're both basically the same. There's only a couple of things that are different between a strat and a telly wiring wise. Well, one pickup really is kind of the only thing that's different, really. I suppose the tone controls are a wee bit different, but not much. So what I've done is I've just eliminated I've made it neater inside, so there's no earth wire now going from these pickups. They're all just going to the earth wire that's already on the bridge pickup. The bridge pickup will go to the thing, and then that's all the earth sorted. Right, so this one had the wrong pots in it. This guitar had B500 K pots, which are volume pots. The B's, the A's are tones, so this had 3 B's in it, even though it was using them for tones as well. So I've kept the original B pot, which was one of the tones, is now the volume control, and then I bought a big pile of A500 pots because they were the cheapest ones, just because I thought I want to have bags of these. They're always handy, so I've just got lots of them. Right, so I'm just going to run. I'm actually just going to be a bit cheap because I can't be bothered looking for another tone cap. I know I've definitely got one. So I only had one tone cap, so I'm going to cheat and only use one tone cap, which makes no difference at all. There is no difference in having one tone cap and running both pots off it. There ain't no difference. Right, so where's my tweezies? Yep. Right, so that one coming from the middle of the switch will be the output. So I'm just going to put that to the outside lug. That's lug 3, or the left-hand one when you're looking at it, onto the now a volume pot. This bit on the right, the lug 1, or the right-hand one you're looking at, needs to be joined to the top of the casing. So I'm going to have a wee go at, am I going to be able to float solder over there? I can, yep. And I think if I heat that up and grab it with the other pliers, which I've left in the garage. I really like those pliers, the ones that were only 50p as well, those orange handled ones with a sort of 45-degree angle on them. We were in a bargain bin in B&Q about 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and it was just I think because they're not very good for other things, they're not normal pliers, you never lose them because no one pinches them and you don't end up using them for anything else. I just got used to them. If I get what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to lift up the lug and bend it over, but it's already covered in solder, so if I'm going to bend it, there's so much bending you can get away with these things. There you go. So I'm just hard putting lug 1 onto the back of the pot for the earth. Which I'll try and do it with minimal wiring. Join. Why is it not wanting to join the two together? That's an annoying thing. That'll do it, and that's the output lug in the middle, right, and then that's an earth from there, so I'll put a wee bit of, see I've already filed the backs of these pots, so the solder will stick to them, because solder doesn't like sticking to pots, if you file it a wee bit they do, so I'll just run that earth wire, do I run all the earth wires at the end? There's an earth wire there as well, I'll just run them both on. There's one coming from the switch, you probably don't need them because of that, in fact you definitely don't need them because of that foil stuff, but I'll over earth it. You don't need it. They over earth everything. Yeah, oh, and there's the other wire there that came from it. So I've got that one joined to that, and I can just, if I stick it on this wire, which I think came out the same guitar, without bothering my arse to actually do anything else, and then I'm not even going to bother cutting that short because, oh no, I'm going to cheat, watch this, right. So here's a wee trip as well. See the lugs on this switch, you can't actually see them because it's maybe able to see it from that side, but normally there's a wee lug on the top. This has just got holes, but you get the output one in the middle, or sometimes it's output, there's two outputs in the middle that are sometimes joined and they're sometimes not joined. This one only has one, so I think it's just so you've got 3 terminals, the output, and 3 terminals, and the terminals on the outside are the same. So say I don't know which way. So this it goes 1 2 3, and then 1 2 3, and 2 is the middle one. 1 and 3 are the neck and bridge pickups. 2 is the middle one. So here I know that this one coming out of this middle terminal is definitely the middle pickup, so it goes to this pot. The other one, by process of elimination, because there is no bridge tone control, goes to the neck. Must be the neck. So that goes in there. I could cut these wires a bit shorter and be a bit neater, but I can't be bothered, so I'm not going it. So that just goes to the middle lug of the neck volume control, the neck tone control. Go in, you bastard. Right, that's neck tone in. Middle tone, because it's coming from the middle of the pot, goes to the middle. There are different ways of doing this, of doing the tone controls. I just like doing it this way. I don't know which one is better. This way somehow it looks neater. It's better in my head somewhere. I don't know. Yep. Yep. So what I'm going to do is I need to make another F. Ooh, there's a bit of wire sitting there. Is it? Yeah, there's another. Okay. So I'll just use that other bit of wire that's lying on the floor. This is just because I can't be bothered looking for wire. I know it's in below this seat, but I'd have to get up. And possibility of showing builder's bum. So I'll avoid that at all costs. This one's way too long, so I'll cut this one. So what I'm doing is I'm running the output lug of this one. I'm putting a wire to it rather than just putting the tone cap in. Because they're both using the same kind of tone cap. So what they're doing is they go to between the tone and earth. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the tone cap on the outside tone knob, the far away one, the middle pickup tone control. Right. So if you think about it, there, what it's doing is it's the signal. It's not the signal from the pickup's not running through it. It's just a T-junction from the signal from the pickup. Have I got a good pointy thing? Yeah, I've got something a bit more lighty uppy. What about Pink Floyd The Wall pen, which you can't see there? Car boot sale. Pink Floyd The Wall pen. I think Jen might have bought it. Thanks, Jen. Or I saw it and bought it for 10p or something like that. Yep, so there's the... I've not actually connected the pickups to it yet, but yeah. So there's the inputs to the switch are these three terminals. Yeah, this is difficult to see. These three terminals. Pickup. The middle one for the middle pickup, that's a wee bridge and neck. Well, I can see here that it's actually... I know by looking at this because this one's already connected with the... Better use my finger. That's the neck tone control, because there isn't a bridge tone control, so that's the neck tone control, so I know that the third one in, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's the neck. I put the neck pickup in there, put the middle pickup in there, and bridge pickup in there, sorted. But so, what it does is when you've selected the middle pickup, for example, it connects the middle on this side as well, so it's connected this tone control into the circuit, which as you can see, it goes to the middle pickup, the signal is T-junctioned off, it goes, and then it goes through this and earth, between this and earth, and that works as your tone control. But from this one, there's no cap. But see if I just run this wire that I've just done here to exactly the same thing, so it goes to the same cap. You're just using two. This one's feeding its signal from that pickup, but they're both feeding to the same thing, so it works totally fine, and you don't need two caps. This is possibly slightly, maybe in the larger term of things, slightly more harder to do, maybe. And honestly, caps are so cheap that if it's a tenth of a percent easier to wire, if it's one less mistake to make, then it's worth doing. Because I've bought caps before, and it's like, okay, you can buy your Bumblebee caps and all that, and if you're buying them one at a time, it's like a 5 or a 10, you can pay quite a lot of money for them. But actually, for something that does the same thing, if you're just buying capacitors and you buy a bag of 50, it'll be about £2. Because I did that. I made a mistake before. I bought all sorts of different ones because I was going to make a veritone. So I bought 20 different values of capacitor, and it was something like £2 something. So 20 different values, that would be great. It wasn't 20. It was 20 values, but bags of 50. Or was it 50 values? Whatever it was either I ended up with 1,000 of the things, and I thought I was buying like 50, and it was at £2. So I've got all sorts of strange caps. Yep, so that's the tone control plugged in. So now I'm going to plug in there's the white wire from the neck pickup. Now this is quite annoying the way I've got to poke these through this hole, so I'm going to have to try and get the solder off this, and then try and poke it through the hole. Might go quite easily, and then just poke it into that hole. I'll use this to get kind of the equivalent of trying to thread a needle. I have to heat up that side to get it in. There you go, that was alright. You don't need to go through, you can just come in from the top, which I'll probably end up doing with the one when I get the next one when I can't be bored. Right, that's a bit chunky. Just trim it down. To that much. And then trim it down, poke it through. Heat up there, so just go through, go on. Just thinking about it. Yep, there's the one that's not going to go through. Why is it not going to go through? Just because the wire's a wee bit thicker than the hole it's trying to go into, I think. This is the last attempt, and I'm just going to stick it to the top. It doesn't really matter. Last attempt, right, it's going on the top. As long as it's connected, it don't matter. On. Just not quite as neat, but that's fine. Right, and then we've got the bridge pickup, which has its own... No, it has the main earth, but I can just, rather than trying to stretch from there to there, I'm just going to put the earth onto the switch, because the switch is earthed anyway, and then I'll just run the signal. Just saves a wee bit of effort. And I'm all for the thing about, I'm just really noticing now is trying to be efficient. I've been doing it an awful lot with the JPAC stuff. That just so many wee things that you could do. It's just a better system, and I'll just getting slightly better at it, slightly quicker. And realising that yes, there is a slightly easier way to wire this, but I've got to go and get a bit of wire, or I've got to go and get a switch, or I've got to go and find, and then it's like pure, okay, so actual amount of time it took me to do it was the same, or was maybe a minute longer, but I didn't spend 10 minutes trying to find an extra screw or something that wasn't there, so... And it's the same result. I'm just putting this... Well, I'll put this one on the back. I'll just put this one on the top as well, so that it seems to like it that way. Right, there you go. 1, 2, 3. On. So, what we have is... I could probably have wrapped that round it a few times and made it look a bit neater. You'd still be able to do that. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Yep, so you've got the earths, which you would normally all put on the back of this pot, are all instead just connected together on the back of this pickup, and then it goes, the actual earth there goes to the bit on the back of the switch, so that goes on to this pot here, which is an earth that goes to that one, and an earth that goes to the main one, and then you've got the 3 pickups going 1, 2, 3, bridge, middle, neck. There's the output going to the volume control, and there's the 2 separate wires going to the 2 different tones. So all I need to do is connect the earth wire from the back of the bridge, like the claw, the back of the tremolo bridge, not the bridge pickup, and another earth wire which goes to the jack socket, and then the signal comes from that middle pot there and goes to the centre of your output jack, as in the tip of your lead. I was talking about that. It seemed very obvious. I remember not knowing this. It's like have you ever heard of a TRS lead? Well, a TRS lead is like a stereo headphone. So that's the tip, right? So when you've got this plugged into your amp, that's the bit that buzzes, and that's the earth or the sleeve. And so if you look inside the actual wire, it's like there's a central core, and then there's like a rubber shielding, and then there's an earth that runs around the outside. That's how that. So when you plug this in, you can see that the tip is touching this piece of metal here, and then the sleeve is obviously the outside bit is just touching the outside, so you can see that bit there is connected directly. The sleeve is connected to like that, so that's the earth, and that one there, if you look at it, you can see it goes down there, and it goes all the way around there, so that there is connected to that, so that's your hot output. If you get that the wrong way around, the guitar will operate crazily and buzz like mad. It's very common to do it. Doesn't matter what colour the wires are used, because depends what colours the wires were used. I think that's kind of, I don't know, that's one of the things with pickups. I think you get a lot of it's like people wondering about, oh, but I don't have the, where's the red wire? That's the red wire, and it's like, yeah, it doesn't matter what colour the wire is or what. The wires are all identical. It's only the. I've not even put the bridge on this one yet. You can see if it actually fits. This was a good guitar as well. Mind you, I wouldn't have ended up with it. Well, Doogie got me some of this. Oh, let's just get some damage on it. It's like that. Damn it, it does. It's a nice one. Yeah. So I see that anyone who's ever put a Strat scratch plate on knows this joy. When you're trying to, there we go. You know when it fits, it doesn't wobble, but it's so common. It's so all the time. Just having a wire has fallen out. You can see the damage on it there, but it'll be fine once it's all blinged up. It'll look great. Right, this is it must be maybe quite a light body. Maybe if I put the bridge on it, it'll cancel it out. Yep. Right, now I've got to go and find all the bits to put this together. I'll probably just do a wee bit of video. What's this, 10 minutes? 25 minutes. It's amazing, isn't it? It does take up the time, so it's like, oh, I'll wire that in 5 minutes. You can't wire that in 5 minutes. So, rock on!